Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So we had a pretty strong day yesterday, but then basically not right at the close, but halfway through the session, we sort of found a level and decided that was it for the day. Now, if you look to the left, you can see what that level was. So there were two levels actually in play. The first one was obviously this one down here, which was 43.74, and then the second one was at 44.30, and in between all of this is obviously 4400, and you can see that's roughly where we are at the moment. So from a daily perspective, we've got a close just above the 4400, which is fairly bullish. But if you look at the moving averages, we haven't crossed over just yet, but we could be rejecting that moving average. So a little bit of caution, and I'll get to what we need to watch out for now. Okay, so if we just start moving through to the levels that we are interested in, you can see something else that's transpiring on the 3 hour is we are almost with a crossover here, and we're sort of hugging the 155 EMA. Remember, 155 EMA is the trend line for me. So the fact that we're above it and that we're sort of hovering and trying to hold it is relatively telling. And the fact that it coincides with 4400 is the other thing that you need to pay attention to. So ultimately, however, we do need to break above this area here at 4484, and then ultimately 4500, and then that is going to open up the pathway to some more upside. So at the moment, we are waiting on the jobs number. So it's non-farm payrolls this afternoon, and that's what we're waiting for right now. So let's just get down to what we need to trade. So the trend is up at the moment. Definitely, yesterday we pretty much stayed above all the moving averages, and you can see all three have crossed over. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're just going to shoot to the upside. We're either going to range or we're going to drift a little bit lower. So jobs number yesterday was a little bit better than what was forecast. So I anticipate you're probably going to find non-farm payrolls is going to be something similar, and that's going to be the catalyst that's going to drive us a little bit higher. And if that doesn't drive us higher, the Feds are going to come out with something. I don't see them letting this hang around down the bottom or even fall any further without interfering some way. So oscillators at the moment are sort of easing off the top, and we have got a crossover here, and the faster moving oscillator is still yet to cross over. But 4400 I think is a line in the sand. Don't be too surprised if it does drift lower. It could drift as far as 4374, but what you're looking for is structure, and when you get that structure, you're looking for an opportunity to buy. Now, I don't think that this is going to transpire, to be honest, because we had a nice solid green day followed by a second green day, even though there's a relatively large tail to the upside. That's to be expected when you were in a downtrend. So obviously the bears are still trying to control it. So I think either we're going to just range in a very tight range. So I can come to this over here, and that's kind of the range that we're in. So you could find us just ranging this all the way up to the jobs number. Or alternatively, we're just going to drift higher to a level, or we're going to drift lower to a level. But I think those are the zones at the moment. If the non-farm payrolls number is way better than expected, then I would expect a relatively sharp move to the upside. If it's way worse than expected, then there's going to be a pretty sharp move to the downside. But somebody always knows, and the fact that we are kind of like 2 days that we've rallied a bit, I suspect the latter. So I expect we're probably going to shoot up, or at least try and hold 4400 going into the close of the week. So yeah, I'm sit on hands until non-farm payrolls. So as soon as non-farm payrolls is in, give it 15 minutes once the data's out, so you can see what's transpiring. And then normally what happens, if it does rally, it will shoot up, and then sometime during the open it'll come back down. It's going to be volatile, just remember that. And the same thing for the downside. If it is a negative number, it's going to shoot down, but there will be a very strong pullback. Often it's basically one bar up and one bar down, and it's a total chaos. So price action goes out the window. So wait for that first 15 to 20 minutes to finish before you start jumping in. But for me, sit on hands. Let's wait and see what happens at non-farm payrolls, and then we can take a decision after that. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you on Monday morning. Enjoy the weekend. Cheers for now.